Good morning. Today we'll explain the phrase "it is only for your love alone that the poor will forgive you the praise you give to them." Representation: forgotten and abandoned by their parents, watched with contempt for society, children born in misery and shame were abandoned at the beginning of the 7th century. Vincent de Paul affirms.
For 50 years, none of these children have been alive.
This lapidary sentence shakes the hearts and opens the eyes. Why do they die?
I wait near for 4 or 5 children. I sell them to beggars for €8 apiece, who break their arms and legs to excite the pity of the public, and get them to give them alms. Then let them starve to death.
Also, these children died without baptisms.
Vincent de Paul, deploring this abuse, saw ways to reduce it. In 1638, despite difficulties and reluctance, he took up this new work and invited some ladies of charity from Paris.
It cannot be that these children are so like anything else. We need to do something, and I need your help. Would you like to be part of this work?
Reflection: let us not forget that love and generosity are the source of all that is great, noble, and beautiful in human existence. Charity is a response to the needs and cries of the poor. We need to look at the world we live in, look at those who suffer alongside us, and seek what is good for everyone today, especially the poor and most in need.
Charity involves fighting against poverty and the causes that generate it. Our help toward the poor cannot be only to reassure our conscience and to continue to maintain an unjust social order, but it must be accompanied by the announcement and denunciation in order to contribute as far as possible to the social transformation for those who receive help and become the protagonists of their own history. The agents of charity are not managers of the social, but mediators of God's love. Those who work in the service of charity have been called to be instruments that manifest themselves and make present to the poor the grace of God.
Charitable and social actions require a solid spirituality. To live charity in this way requires you to be very attentive to the spirit that animates and encourages it. Charity is a force that has its origin in God, and of which Jesus Christ has become a witness by his earthly life. Therefore, those who truly love their neighbor reflect the face of God, full of goodness and mercy, who uses us to reveal his love on mankind, making himself close to you thanks to those who pick up the wounded from the roads of the world without asking for explanation or asking for anything in return. It is then up to you, Christian, to show the truth, acts of fraternity that make our faith credible.
Finally, it is the experience of being loved by God that enables us to love our brothers and sisters. Therefore, charity is rooted in faith in God. Thanks.